Okay, so what I decided is that I'm gonna start doing video series where we take one topic and we break it down over the course of a few different videos. In this week's topic, we're talking about goal setting. Can setting goals in some way be self-destructive? First of all, I believe that everybody needs a goal or goals in their life, no matter what, no matter if they're big or small. Everyone needs to have some sort of purpose and direction for their lives. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play this quick snippet from Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret, in which he describes how our lives are like ships and we need a direction in order to get somewhere in life. So let me just play that for you really quickly.
And have you ever noticed that a man who becomes successful tends to continue to become successful? And on the other hand, have you noticed how a man who's a failure tends to continue to fail? Well, it's because of goals. Some of us have goals, some don't. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. It's that simple. Think of a ship leaving a harbor, and think of it with the complete voyage mapped out and planned. The captain and crew know exactly where it's going and how long it'll take. It has a definite goal. Now, 9,999 times out of 10,000, it will get to where it started out to get. Now let's take another ship, just like the first, only let's not put a crew on it or a captain at the helm. Let's give it no aiming point, no goal, no destination. We just start the engines and let it go. I think you'll agree with me that if it gets out of the harbor at all, it will either sink or wind up on some deserted beach, a derelict. It can't go anyplace because it has no destination and no guidance, and it's the same with a human being.
So just like he said, your life is exactly like a ship. Without a crew, a captain, and a map saying where you're going, you will literally end up just anywhere in life. And that's not where we want to be as conscious creators. Now, with all that being said, I think that having too many or too many specific goals can be very detrimental to your success. Now, I'm just taking this from personal experience, so this doesn't mean that it's necessarily factual, but just hear me out. A few years ago, one of my friends came over and she was looking at this whiteboard and then this cork board with all of my goals mapped out to the T, literally from the type of job I was gonna be working in the next 5 to 10 years, from the amount of money I was gonna make, the car I was gonna drive, the house I was gonna own. It was very, very specific. She surprised me with her reaction. She turned to me and she said, "Seth, you're limiting yourself by having all of these specific goals mapped out. If you try to map your life out as specific as this, you're gonna be blinded to other opportunities because your mind is so fixated only on these things. If you've got these horse blinders and you're only fixated on this, you can't see what's around you." Now back then, my ego and my pride were too big, so I didn't really acknowledge what she had said. I just said, yeah, whatever, I know what I'm doing, let me stick to my own path. But years later, I would find that her philosophy was true. You should not have as many specific goals. You should not outline every single detail of your life. When people do these 5-year plans, 10-year plans, it can be detrimental to them. By taking a more relaxed approach and giving them more flexibility, you'll remove the limiting cap that you're unknowingly placing on your life and thus your success in life. So now we know 2 things. 1, everyone needs goals in life. And 2, you're not supposed to obsess about your goals. Don't get so crazed about mapping out every single detail about your goals. So then how do we go about setting goals? In the weeks to come, I will be doing, like I said, more goal setting videos. So I'm not gonna get into that now, but I'm just gonna give you a skeleton outline of how I now do my goals and what's been working for me in the past couple of years. So the first thing you want to do is create a big dream goal. Now, this goal should scare you, okay? This should be a goal that you feel like you're probably not going to attain, but this is your ability, this is your time to choose whatever in the world you want to experience for your life. So there's no limitations on this. This is your dream. So write out one big major goal. And the way to get to that answer is to ask yourself, what does my ideal life look like once I'm finally at the level of success that I want to be? And remember, go crazy with this. Pick the biggest things that you can imagine that you want for your life. Don't hold anything back. Next, I ask myself that same question, but then I make it a little bit more specific and I scale it down a bit. I ask myself, what does my ideal life look like in the next 365 days, which is 1 year? Now these goals, they shouldn't be as crazy as the big life goal, but they should work in conjunction with that goal. So you should ask yourself, what do I need to do now in the next 365 days that will help get me closer to achieving that goal? So if I want to be a millionaire entrepreneur with, I don't know, a big dream house, in my later years in life, what do I now need to do within the next 365 days in order to achieve that? And that's what you start focusing on. Write those goals down. And from there, as you might have guessed, you take that 365 days goal and you break it up into monthly increments. So ask yourself the same question. What do I need to do this month in order to bring me closer to that 365-day goal? Now for this, you kind of want to have a spreadsheet. You can use Google Spreadsheets or you can use a whiteboard. You can get a cheap whiteboard for about 20, 30 bucks on Amazon and start writing those goals down. Break them down into monthly. And next, as you guessed, break it down into weekly and then daily goals. Now what this does is it helps your goal setting not be so destructive by giving you a little bit more wiggle room and a little bit more freedom to go left or go right or veer off the path. Because what you'll find is the more action that you take in those daily, weekly, and monthly goals, it's going to alter and reshape the yearly goal and then the bigger goal. You want to have flexibility because what you think you know right now, you think you know you want this thing right now, actually could end up something different. And you won't know that unless you're taking actions in your daily and your weekly life. So that's why we start big and then we break it down into a yearly goal, monthly, weekly, and then daily. All you're doing is you're breaking your ultimate goal down into more manageable chunks and you're giving yourself the ability to change your mind should you decide that you want to do something different in life. But what's most important isn't what you decide your ultimate life goal is going to be. That's not the most important thing. The most important is the amount of action that you're taking in your daily life and in your weekly life and in your monthly life. That's what it's all about. Giving yourself flexibility within your life and within your goals so that you can still keep pushing forward all the while working towards something that's worthwhile in your life. So that's all for now. Like I said, we'll be addressing a lot more goal setting topics in the weeks to come. The most important of which is how to actually create goals for yourself. So that'll be the next video, probably within the next 1 to 2 weeks. Thank you for watching. As always, I hope this video helps and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.